If you want out-of-the-box thinking, why meet in a box? It's the philosophy behind the design of Monona Terrace Community and Convention Center in Madison, Wisconsin.
We're a world-class facility.
Spectacular glass vistas offer an exquisite lake view, which accents flexible meeting and exhibition space.
And we found that it's something that residents in the city of Madison take a great deal of pride in.
Internationally renowned architect Frank Lloyd Wright first proposed his design as a cultural, governmental, and recreational building in the late 1930s. He finalized the plans for the 300,000 square foot facility in 1959. 35 years later, the building became reality.
The outside of the facility mirrors very closely what his final design was in 1959, within inches.
Inside, Wright's successor firm created innovative spaces for exhibitions, meetings, and the public. They planned for an efficient building, but it took a formalized strategy to truly make it a green facility. That's where LEED certification comes into play. Monona Terrace is the first convention center in the country to earn a silver LEED existing building certification from the U.S. Green Building Council.
LEED stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design.
LEED EB is a nationally accepted benchmark for environmentally friendly, energy-efficient operations and maintenance in existing buildings. It's a set of standards used to evaluate how green a building is. LEED encourages a whole building approach to sustainability by recognizing exceptional performance in these 5 areas of human and environmental health. Certification does take time and energy, but it's time well spent. At Monona Terrace, building maintenance supervisor Jeff Griffith and his staff drove the 20-month process.
LEED, I think, for us was a chance to really evaluate where we were in compared to other of the top performers that were out there. And then for us also, it was something that we wanted to use in our marketing. I mean, we're a convention center, and we're competing against other convention centers. And about 20 to 25% of the conferences or conventions that come here to our facility are what we would term as green-friendly conferences or conventions, where the sustainability efforts of the facility have an impact on whether they're going to go there or not. So certainly by getting a LEED certification, it gave us a leg up on a lot of the competition out there, and it's paid off for us very well.
Monona Terrace assembled a project team, a group of experts from the community to help guide the LEED process. The experts included representatives from MG&E.
We support LEED because it is a tool that benefits our customers, and whatever helps my customers frankly reduce their energy use and use less of my product is one of the goals that I have in terms of working with customers. LEED helps them do this.
The team helped Monona Terrace focus on 5 key initiatives that led to LEED certification: energy management, continuous commissioning, green purchasing, green cleaning, and recycling.
Buildings tend to use 50 to 60% of our energy resources. It's a huge amount of energy that our buildings are consuming. And of course, we as workers within the buildings are all part of that whole complex process. But we care that everybody start to take a look at this because we're frankly all in this together.
And energy use is something that Monona Terrace watches very carefully. In fact, they feel that their energy management system is the #1 reason that they can operate so efficiently. The system controls equipment that heats, cools, and ventilates the facility.
I always tell people when they come here, this looks kind of ominous, all of this equipment here. But the reality of it is, most of it is just like the stuff you have in your house, only bigger. From the start of when we opened, we were very energy efficient.
At the nucleus of energy management, a specialized computer that schedules heating and cooling for each space. Here in the mechanical room, maintenance staff reviews daily activities and schedule heating and cooling only in space that will be used. The system saves Monona Terrace up to $300 a day.
We manage very closely what our peak energy use here is in the building, because that's a major, probably the major single item in our electrical bill. And this, you can see the different kinds of filters that are in here. We have a
continuous commissioning, a process that ensures that each component of the HVAC system is operating correctly, has also had an impact.
We inspect and make sure it's working at its peak performance at least twice a year. And all of this is built into a computerized maintenance management system that we have. And by doing this and making sure that all of that equipment is working at an optimum level, we can heat or cool any of the spaces in the building within 1/2 degree at any point in time. And we can control it there. And so that makes it so that we don't have the need to reheat in the facility.
Even the paint on the walls is part of the LEED certification. It's part of an innovative green purchasing program here. Monona Terrace uses environmentally friendly products. From this paint to office supplies and furniture to cleaning supplies, it's all green. Griffith went to the purchasing department and brought up the idea of getting the rest of the city involved.
They were just looking for projects to do when it came to sustainability efforts. And so they got on board very quickly and ran with it. And they were able to get the rest of the city involved in the green cleaning program and the green purchasing program. We were able to leverage what we did here in our 300,000 square foot facility to the rest of the city buildings. And there you're looking at 3.5 million square feet of facility space.
Monona Terrace also implemented green cleaning procedures. These procedures result in better indoor air quality for employees and people who visit the convention center. Finally, Monona Terrace earned LEED credits for overhauling its recycling program.
At the time that we started with our recycling efforts, we were recycling only 17% of our waste stream, which is probably pretty average or typical for most facilities. But just through education and additional signage and actually making some improvements in the recycling containers that we had and putting more recycling containers out, in just a 6-month time we were able to increase that to over 50%.
The facility added more recycling containers and switched to single-stream recycling, mixing materials in the same containers. Plus, educating employees was key.
Everybody in the facility got on board when it came to the recycling efforts that we were doing here. So that was very rewarding to see everybody on board here with that.
Achieving LEED EB certification required both a financial and a time commitment. Monona Terrace invested about $60,000 and about 2,200 hours of convention center staff time in its quest for LEED certification. But the experience gained through the LEED process is now being passed on to other building operators. Jeff gives tours to groups who are interested in pursuing LEED certification.
At least once a week I'm getting phone calls from different entities that want information and help doing that.
We can always connect our customers to resources that help them, but some of those resources, as in the case with working with Monona Terrace on LEED existing building, included energy efficiency engineering support staff that could plug in and help this project as appropriate.
Monona Terrace believes LEED certification has been well worth the effort.
Being LEED certified really means that we're at the top of the top when it comes to how we manage our facility here. Just the fact that we were registered, there were 8 conferences that was a significant factor in them coming here to the facility.
Monona Terrace was successful in its effort because they made a commitment and stuck with it.
They really were the ones who drove the project. And that commitment from their senior management was very important as a starting point. Then they had people like Jeff Griffith at the middle management level who really knew how to execute and get each of those pieces accomplished.
Once a facility achieves certification, being green requires continuous effort. Decisions about updating or replacing equipment can dramatically affect the use of natural resources. This high-efficiency dishwasher, for instance, helped Monona Terrace cut its water use by 40% a year. Monona Terrace continues to explore renewable energy options. The Convention Center already participates in MG&E's Green Power Tomorrow program and purchases 36% of its electricity from renewable sources like wind and solar electric systems.
LEED isn't just you get certified and you forget it. The intent of LEED is that it's a continuous improvement project, that you not get certified and this is where you are today, but it opens your eyes to other areas that you can make improvements so that the next time you get certified you can do even better.
Jeff's message is an important one. Visitors to Monona Terrace can enjoy the Think Outside the Box facility and be confident that resources are being used on their behalf in the most efficient way possible. But behind the scenes, to make this happen, employees of Monona Terrace must pay attention to everyday details. It's the only way to keep meeting the important sustainability standards. LEED certification is an important first step, but it's commitment that makes the difference.